Have you ever wondered what happens miles beneath your feet that causes the ground to shake violently? It's a question that might have tickled your curiosity. Every now and then, the solid ground beneath us trembles, sometimes gently, sometimes with a ferocity that leaves devastation in its wake. This is the unseen power of earthquakes. Imagine the Earth's crust as a jigsaw puzzle with large pieces called tectonic plates. These plates, floating on a molten sea, are constantly moving, albeit at a pace slower than a snail's crawl. Yet even this seemingly insignificant movement is enough to release phenomenal energy. When these plates grind against each other, they create stress. Over time, this stress builds up until it's too much for the rocks to handle. And then, in a sudden burst, this energy is released, causing the ground to shake. An earthquake. So the next time you feel the ground shaking, remember it's the result of a colossal power deep beneath you. Now imagine these tectonic plates as pieces of a giant puzzle, constantly moving, and sometimes they get stuck. Think of the Earth's crust like a cracked eggshell, composed of numerous pieces known as tectonic plates. These plates are always on the move, albeit at a pace slower than the growth of your fingernails. However, at times these plates get stuck at their edges due to friction. When two plates attempt to slide past each other, they can become locked together, unable to move. This is where the tension begins to mount. As the plates continue to push and pull, they exert tremendous stress on the rocks at the boundary. Just like a rubber band stretched to its limit, the rocks can only endure so much strain. There comes a point when the stress becomes too much to bear. The rocks break or slip, thus releasing the pent-up energy. This sudden release of energy sends seismic waves rippling through the Earth's crust. These waves are what we feel on the surface as an earthquake. They radiate from the epicenter, just like waves created by a stone thrown into a pond. The intensity of these waves, their frequency, and the type of earth materials they pass through all contribute to the ultimate experience of the earthquake on the surface. Just like that, in a moment of intense release, an earthquake is born. But what happens when this unseen power surfaces, and more importantly, how prepared are we? When the ground beneath us rumbles and roars, the aftermath can be devastating. The earth shakes, buildings crumble, and the very ground we stand on splits apart, a phenomenon known as surface rupture. But the immediate quake is just the beginning. Fires can spark, fueled by broken gas lines and electrical shorts. Landslides may follow, particularly in hilly regions, burying everything in their path beneath tons of soil and rock. And then there's the terrifying potential for tsunamis, massive sea waves triggered by seismic activity which can wash away entire coastal communities. These consequences are sobering, but they also highlight the importance of preparedness. It's crucial to have a disaster plan in place, one that details escape routes, meeting points, and a communication strategy. Building an emergency supply kit is equally vital. This kit should include essentials like water, food, medication, and important documents. Identifying safe spots in your home, places away from windows and heavy objects, can also be a lifesaver when the Earth decides to dance. While we cannot prevent earthquakes, we can certainly prepare for them and limit their potential for devastation. By understanding the risks and taking practical steps, we can better protect ourselves, our families, and our communities. After all, preparedness is not just about surviving an earthquake. It's about being able to rebuild and recover in its wake. So, what can you do with this newfound understanding of earthquakes? Well, the first step towards making a difference is being prepared. Equip yourself with an emergency kit, create a safety plan with your family, and know your local evacuation routes. But don't stop there. Use your understanding of earthquakes to educate others. Go on, share your knowledge with your friends, your family, your community. Discuss the science behind earthquakes, how they occur, their potential for destruction, and most importantly, how to stay safe when one strikes. Why not organize a community meeting or a school presentation? Encourage your community to be prepared, because when it comes to earthquakes, we are all in this together. The more prepared we are, the better we can protect ourselves and our loved ones. Remember, knowledge is power, and sharing it can make our world a safer place. So, won't you share this video with your friends and family?